Surprise had always loved her phone. She called it her portable world. It wasn't just a device. It was her escape, her playground, her everything. Scrolling, liking, sharing, commenting, these things brought her a strange kind of joy that no household chore could compete with. Her husband, Mr. Talking Stage, had warned her repeatedly about this growing addiction. "Surprise, you're slipping," he would say, standing by the kitchen door, arms folded, concern etched on his face. "You're always on that phone. Even insurance is starting to notice." But his words often flew over her head like a bird in a hurry. She would nod, murmur something like, "I'm listening," and then go right back to the glowing screen in her palm. It wasn't like she didn't care. She just always thought she had more time to fix it. Mr. Talking Stage, a respected digital marketer known for his witty campaigns and strict discipline, had once tried to help her beat the habit. He pulled strings and got her a remote job at a reputable insurance firm. He thought the responsibility would keep her focused. It seemed like the perfect opportunity, but in less than a week, she was fired. Too unserious, missed deadlines, never available on calls, her supervisor had said in the termination email. Surprise had stared at the screen, shocked. It was just 5 days. 5 days, and she had already ruined the chance her husband had worked hard to arrange for her. When Mr. Talking Stage found out, he wasn't angry. He was tired. His silence that day spoke louder than all his past warnings. He simply kissed her on the forehead and took insurance to the park. That quiet disappointment cut her more than shouting would have. But life carried on. One sunny afternoon, Surprise was at the backyard clothesline, trying to multitask. Phone in hand, scrolling endlessly through videos that didn't matter, she absent-mindedly pinned wet clothes to the line. The sound of insurance's soft giggles floated around her. But she didn't look back. Insurance was crawling near the pool again, his chubby feet slapping against the tiled floor. His curiosity about the shimmering blue water had grown over the past few weeks. He loved how it sparkled, how it danced when the wind teased its surface. Surprise, still facing the clothesline, chuckled at a funny meme. Her thumbs danced across her screen. She wasn't worried. She thought she had more time. She always thought she had more time. But what she didn't hear, her housemaid, Amara, saw. Amara had just stepped outside with a basket of clean laundry when she froze, her heart racing as she spotted little Insurance standing at the very edge of the pool, one foot lifted, leaning dangerously toward the water. "Madam! Madam, surprise!" Amara screamed in terror. The scream was sharp, desperate, a sound that sliced through Surprise's digital trance like a lightning bolt. Her mind snapped back to the real world. Her body turned before her brain fully caught up. She dropped her phone, letting it shatter on the cement without a second thought. All she saw now was her baby, her insurance, teetering on the edge of disaster. She bolted forward, her heart thudding like a drum inside her chest. Insurance's little arms stretched out toward the pool's glittering surface, his tiny body wobbling on the edge. Surprise lunged and scooped him into her arms, just as his balance faltered. Tears streamed down her face as she held him tightly, sinking to the ground, her body trembling as the weight of what almost happened crushed her. Amara dropped her laundry basket and rushed to her side, panic still in her voice. "Madam, I was calling you. You didn't hear. You didn't hear me." Surprise couldn't speak. She just held Insurance tighter as he played with the strap of her dress, blissfully unaware of the danger he had been in. Mr. Talking Stage arrived minutes later, alarmed by the screams. When he saw them all on the ground, the cracked phone nearby, the housemaid's wide eyes, he pieced the story together without a word. He didn't shout. He didn't scold. He simply knelt beside Surprise and hugged her and their child. The silence said everything. That night, Surprise sat on the couch, staring at her broken phone, the cracks spiderwebbed across its screen. She remembered the job she lost. She remembered her husband's tired eyes. She remembered Amara's scream, and most painfully, she remembered that she didn't hear her. She didn't hear her. The next morning, Mr. Talking Stage found her at the kitchen table, holding a small box. "What's that?" he asked. Surprise pushed it toward him with trembling hands. Inside was a simple, old-fashioned Nokia phone. "No more scrolling," she whispered, her voice thick with guilt and relief. I need to find my life outside the screen. I've learned my lesson. For the first time in a long time, Mr. Talking Stage smiled, truly smiled, and for the first time, Surprise realized that some distractions cost more than we're willing to pay. The days that followed were slow, uncomfortable, and raw. Surprise had never known life without the easy comfort of her smartphone. The simple Nokia phone Mr. Talking Stage now saw on the table, beside the pepper grinder and an empty feeding bottle, looked like a toy in her hand. It was so quiet. No glowing screens, no buzzing notifications, no endless feed. Just a basic device with buttons that made a dull clicking sound. The world around her had gone from loud to painfully silent. But for the first time, the silence wasn't dangerous, it was healing. Surprise spent her mornings learning how to really hear insurance, the way he babbled half-formed words, the giggles that spilled out when she peeked at him from behind the couch, the small tantrums when he struggled to balance his toy blocks. All the moments she had been half present for were now clear, close, vivid. She started noticing the shape of his tiny hands, the rhythm of his breathing when he napped on her chest, the funny way he sucked in his bottom lip when he concentrated. Her digital cravings didn't vanish overnight. There were moments, oh so many moments, when her hands reached for her missing phone out of sheer habit. Mornings when she wanted to scroll instead of watch her child. Afternoons when boredom gnawed at her, and the temptation to grab Amara's smartphone and just check something quickly nearly pulled her back. But then she would remember that day, the deafening scream, the cold weight of insurance slipping toward the water, the crash of her own heart. It was like touching fire once. You didn't need to touch it again to know it would burn. Mr. Talking Stage watched her quietly. He saw her shift from always glued to always aware. He didn't hover over her. He didn't lecture. But one evening, as he watched Surprise crawling on the floor with insurance, he said softly, "I see you now." She looked up, puzzled. "What do you mean?" "You're really here. Not just in body. I see you." His voice was filled with something deeper than pride. It was relief. Surprise smiled, a little embarrassed. "I was lost in that thing for too long." "It's not the phone," he said gently. "It's what we let it become." His words stuck with her. Determined to rebuild herself, Surprise decided to learn something that wouldn't pull her back into screens. She joined a small local baking class held under a tree by a retired pastry chef. No phones, just flour, eggs, and honest work. She learned to knead dough while insurance played nearby. She baked her first cake with Mr. Talking Stage's help, a misshapen but delicious vanilla sponge. She failed a few recipes, laughed when her chin-chin came out like pebbles, and slowly built a life where her hands were busy and her heart was present. One day, as a quiet gift, Mr. Talking Stage handed her a small box. She opened it and found a simple smartphone inside. Her stomach twisted. "I thought I wasn't ready for this," she whispered. "You are now," he said softly. "I trust you to use it, on your own terms." She looked up at him, grateful but unsure. "I've changed the settings," he continued. "No social media apps, just the basics. Camera, calls, music. You can add more later, if you want. But I trust you to choose what deserves your attention now." Surprise nodded, tears forming in her eyes. "Thank you for not giving up on me." "I almost lost you," he said simply. "To the phone. I'm just glad I got you back." From that day, Surprise lived differently. She used her new phone for essentials, calls, recipes, music, but she no longer chased the endless scroll. She no longer sought validation from the online world. Her validation came from insurance's hugs, from Mr. Talking Stage's quiet smiles, from the simple joy of baking something warm for her family. The backyard pool remained, a silent witness, a quiet reminder. Whenever she passed by it, she would squeeze insurance's hand a little tighter, grateful for second chances. Some stories leave you scarred, some leave you wiser. Surprise's story did both. If the story taught you anything, please like this video, subscribe, and share this life-changing story. Please subscribe to our channel so you don't miss more stories like this. Stories that can truly make a difference.